Hi guys, and this is the Doctor Who video that I said I was going to. So far, a bit flustered. My dog just hit me in the face with her tail. Okay, um, but yeah, I wanted to, kind of just sit down and explain why, for me, the first Doctor is the best Doctor, and well, by the first Doctor, I don't mean Christopher Eccleston, and I certainly do not mean Nachuti Gatwa, whatever the frick his name is, because supposedly that's meant to be a new season. Oh god, terrible, terrible. But yeah, um, but to be okay, my dog's just going. Okay, strange animal. But yeah, for me, I just love the first Doctor. It's probably firstly with how incredibly dark the first Doctor was, and how clever he was, and even like how he, well, I don't know, I used to enjoy that he actually used to kind of manipulate his companions to his own needs at times. I don't know, I just thought it was very clever and did him a lot of favors when it came to like the episode narratives and things like that. Like the whole magnesium thing in the Daleks episode and things like that. Um, Even the episodes with like the Zarbi and the Romans, where it was revealed that the Doctor was the one who set up the Fire of Rome. I mean, it was just brilliant. I feel like every episode of the original Hartnell run was just so brilliant. Even starting with the the very first pilot, which in and of itself is a weird and rather short beginning, a weird and short pilot, but it was a good pilot. And even the serial that follows that, The Savages, is quite a fun thing because I feel like with the first Doctor especially, it was more history and human based. And I think after about season, what was it? It was when the third Doctor stopped being the Doctor. But after that, it seemed that they really completely phased out the whole humans being the bad guy thing. I think even at like the beginning of the third Doctor's run, it seemed that they stopped that a lot of the time. There have been occasions where people have been bad guys since, but they're usually few and far between, and they're not kind of long and meaningful storylines like they used to be within the runs of the first and the second Doctor. Um, yeah, I love that. I love the monk and the original kind of character. He's just tired. Original master and the Daleks and the Cybermen and even the Great Intelligence. There are so many fun little things within the well, the entirety of the seasons with William Hartnell and the seasons with the second Doctor, which I also love because of, well, a few of my favourite companions, one being Vicky and the other being Jamie. I just always love Vicky, and no, I do not mean Victoria because I really hate Victoria. I don't even remember what like era she was actually in, but oh god, I hate Victoria. She was so fucking annoying. But yeah, no, I remember I loved Vicky and I loved Jamie. um, I also like Polly. I think I like Polly. Yeah, and one of my favorite serials was the Macra serial with the Second Doctor, which was very very fun. And well, given that the first kind of well introduction I ever had to the Macra was actually the Gridlock episode, which, oh sorry guys, it's literally like kind of nearly 9 o'clock here, so I do apologise. I know, I say 9 o'clock. Go to bed quite early some days. I said more than bed like by 10:30, so never mind. Actually, wait, no, it's not even 9. Oh, it's just 9. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah. Um, the thing is, I did enjoy that kind of the Gridlock episode in and of itself, but I just feel like in comparison to the older macro storylines, it just seemed to not even really be close, and I feel like the villains were very much dumbed down within Gridlock. They were not made out to be like the intelligent, clever, scheming beasts that they were in like previous serials, which is deadly disappointing to be honest, because I feel like you lose the enjoyment out of the villains, especially if you kind of well, barbarize them and make them just savages for meaningless well, actions. I don't even know. It doesn't even make sense to me to make the Macra into kind of just stupid, primitive animals. It just didn't really make sense, even though it was an alright episode. I just feel like in terms of the Macra that it just, well, it ruined a lot of things for him, but like this is kind of a common trend with, well, Doctor Who and Russell T Davies and the aliens and things like that. I think the only really great thing that Russell T Davies even did within the new series of Doctor Who was actually introduce the Slitheen and the Judean, and that was probably it. But yeah. And I would also like to say that my favorite serial of, well, of the first Doctors is actually the OK Corral, just because it was kind of a Western kind of, well, it was a Western story, and it was the story of the OK Corral, and it was very history related, very fun, and well, one of the side narratives was the Doctor had to get his tooth fixed, and basically a lot of insanity ensued with the tooth being fixed, and just kind of Western values and just fun. And to be honest, if there was anything I could kind of compare it to that's similar, was would actually be When the West Was 101, which is a Futurama episode, which only came out this year actually, which is quite funny because it seems that Futurama have now done like the kind of perfect Western, you know, portrait in a way. I feel like the original serial was kind of the
perfect portrayal of Western life. And then in Futurama, that was also a perfect portrayal of Western life. And so I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, I feel like my brain is just completely knackered. So I've explained why I love the First Doctor. The First Doctor is always my favorite Doctor, and I find he had very good dark humor and was just hilarious in many ways. And I love how he called everybody child too. I just feel like it's made pretty well sure that everybody knew he was superior to his companions and everybody else. And I feel like the First Doctor was very clever and always worked to find, well, kind of good, peaceful solutions where a lot of other doctors would kind of quickly be happy to jump the gun. Yeah, I love the First Doctor. I loved the whole OK Corral serial. Was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Anyway, thank you for watching this video.